Right, it's time now for update number 4. 4 fingers, John. Update number 4. And as my paints have come, it's now time to get the exterior painted. Yeah, the exterior. So I'm painting everything white and doing the other little detail-y bits and pieces. Okay, so we'll go down to the bench, we'll have a look. I've already got the white on, and I've started doing the wheels, and it's time to get the other little accessories and bits and pieces, everything that's not white, get all that painted. Okay, then it's time just to sort of reassemble it. Oh, not yet, John, not reassemble it yet. Then I got to do the decals, or my UN rub-ons. Then I'm going to glass coat it, do a little bit of weathering, more or less just to kind of bit of a wash, just to get things to sort of stand out a bit, and then dull coat it so that that everything kind of blends in again, and then I can reassemble. Yeah, then I can reassemble. So we've still got a lot to do. So let's go on to the bench. We'll have a look at what I've done, as in everything painted white. Let's see what it looks like white, and show you a couple of little bits and pieces that I'm doing besides that. Okay. Oakley dokley. So here we are. Right, there she is, all nicely painted white. Okay. I used some double-sided pads, sticky pads, double-sided tape, and you can, down in Deals, pound shops, you can get a roll of double-sided tape, and it comes with a set of little pads as well, double-sided pads. They're dead handy for when you're painting. So stick them onto that, they can come off then quite easily. Okay, so we have her all painted white, all the exterior nicely white. Okay, so bits and pieces that I got to paint. The aerials, of course, they've got to be done. The lights themselves, okay, they've got to be all painted. The vision blocks, a bit of silver paint on the vision blocks just to make them, you know, pop. Okay, it's very hard to see. There we go. Vision blocks. Okay, then we've got the antennae or aerials, and we've got some Pioneer tools here as well. Okay, they've got to be painted wood and metal. Okay, so there's still a little bit of painting to be done on the outside of that. Not very much. We've got a toe up there that's got to be done, and what else on the outside? That's about it really for the outside, unless I spot something else. And then we're on to the wheels. Now I've already started on the wheels. I've done, as you see, I've done 3 of the wheels. I've done 3, and there are the wheels. Okay, get that in there. Come on, play ball. Probably the light is just a bit too. There we go. They don't look so white there, but they're white. They're lovely. They're very nice. Nicely done wheels. Nice deep groove there as well to get around for the rim of the rubber. So the white I used, like I said, I always use Tamiya. Well, I don't always use Tamiya, but 90% of the time I use Tamiya paints. Okay, I do use the odd Citadel paints for hand painting and things. The odd bit of hand painting, even though I'm hand painting now with Tamiya paints, but I'm not doing a broad area with them. Tamiya paints tend to dry out and you tend to kind of drag them if you're doing big areas. But I'm doing XF2. Okay, flat white. That's my white for the UN. And for the wheels, XF85 rubber black. Okay, so there we go, XF85 rubber black, and I'm using them for the wheels. I will also be using the XF85 rubber black for the antenna, for the aerials, because they're not quite black, if you know what I mean. They're kind of a rubber coated. Well, they have a coating on them. Now, actually, what I might actually do is I won't be using rubber black. I'll use a very dark green on them, on the aerials, because that's the colour that, well, they're the colour of the aerials we have anyway. They're a very dark green colour on the aerials, so I'll use the darkest green that I have on the. I think I have black green stuff. That's quite dark, so I'll use the black green on the aerials. see, do I have a bottle of it to hand? Black green, there we go. XF27 black green, that's what I'll be using on the aerials. So I'll get ahead with that, get started. When I've got the all the little bits and pieces painted, we'll have a look at it then before we do the assembly. Okay, so I'll be back in lickety split, back in a few seconds, and we can have a look at what it looks like when it's all painted up. Right, now, and here it is, all painted up. Okay, and I've even got my my lettering on. I won't call them decals because they're the rub-on letters. Okay, they worked out fabulous. They really did. I was really quite chuffed with them. They went down very nicely, and I've got them gloss coated in, so now I can touch it. Okay, so what I've done since last time, I'm after giving it its white coat as we saw the last time. I'm after sticking on the decals. I'm after doing the final assembly, putting on the tracks, finished off painting the wheels. I've put on the we call it the cop light, I don't know exactly what it's called. Okay, we've done our silver on the vision blocks. Okay, put on my aerials. I'm after putting 2 decals on, some number plates that I found that I thought were suitable enough for it. We've got our 50 cal in position. Okay, that's all painted up. We've got the exhaust rusted off, and we've got the interior of it. As we see here, I've got it weathered. Okay, so the next step for this now is to do the outside weathering. Okay, get the outside of it weathered up. I'm not going to do a major amount of chipping on it. I'm just going to do little bits of light chipping and some kind of just a bit of mud effects along the side of it, you know, where the mud will kind of have splashed up a bit. I did have the where am I? Here we are. I did have these all ready to go. Okay, just in case you think I was being lazy and decided not to paint them up or anything. I painted them up and I thought them on, I was there, but I decided not to use them. I don't know why. I don't like them. I don't like them. I've seen plenty of pictures without them, so they're an option. I decided to go without them. Okay, so we're not going with the side skirts. I'm going to leave her open, and because I'm leaving it open, what I did was I super glued down the tracks onto the wheels, so to give them that little bit of sag that's on them. Okay, so like I said, next step for this now is to give it a bit of weathering. I'm going to give it a light bit of chipping. Okay, just on rubbing edges, things like that. The colour I'm going to use for the chipping is going to be NATO green. Okay, so as in the white paint chipped off, and underneath it you've got the green, which would have been the original colour of it before they sent it off for UN service. So I'm not going to do too much. I'm just going to do little bits here and there, little bit of dry brushing, bit of a wash just to kind of darken it up slightly, just to get that white shine off it, but I still want it white, so I want it I don't want it kind of should we say parade ready, but I want it used, because the inside of it, as you see, I'm after making it pretty dirty on the inside. So if it's pretty dirty on the inside, it's hardly going to be shiny on the outside. Okay, so just a little bit of weathering to be done to the outside of it, a bit of pigments here and there, showing out, just to kind of get a bit realistic. Next step then after that will be to decide on exactly what I'm going to do with the dial for it. Okay, figures wise, I have the 4 figures done. well, 5 figures actually, because we've got a chap inside. Okay, so we've got our UN figures done. Now their faces look very black, but they're not, believe me you, it's the light. Okay, yeah, it's still a bit light, dark. Now they are, I just want to, yeah, the colour's showing up okay there in his hands, but for some reason his face is showing up very, very dark. And they're not actually that dark at all. Now I am doing this in the evening, and maybe it's the light or whatever, but they're not as dark as all that, as what they're showing up there on the screen. Okay, so we've got our 4 figures. So I just got a little bit of blue tack on the bottom of them, just so they'll stand up a little bit. Here's our turret men. He'll fit up there into the turret. Okay. We've got a guy kneeling down, pointing, and finally we've got another soldier, and he's just walking along. Like I said, I haven't decided exactly where I'm going to do this and how I'm going to place it. I mean, it could be like that, with a bit of a building corner here on the side. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I'll just get it finished off, and every now and then I place the figures on and say, no, change them around, and eventually I'll find a position that I'm happy with. Once I'm happy with the position of the vehicle and the figures, then it's a case of, am I going to build a wall or a portion of a building? So watch this space regarding the dial. Typical John, haven't decided yet. Some people sort of start off with a picture in their head of exactly where they're going to go from start to finish, but not me. God no, not me. I never do that. Well, I do the odd time. I won't say I never do that. I am going to have as well. See, because I got a guy sitting down in the back and he's in a kind of the relaxed position. Okay, we'll just zoom in on him. Okay. Now, if we can get a bit of light, extra bit of light into there. There we go. We can see that he's fairly relaxed in there. He's got a bottle of water. His weapon is sort of by his side. Okay. So if he's just sitting there doing nothing, therefore obviously it's not an immediate thing. They're not coming under fire or anything like that. They're relaxed. So that will kind of dictate how the rest of the dio is going to be. So that's the only thing that's definite. Apart from that, then, like I said, we do have a guy pointing, but he could be pointing for any reason. He's kneeling down, pointing. Yeah. That is the only kind of a stickler thing. Is I got one guy in an action pose while the rest are, reasonably relaxed. So I'll come up with something. We'll get there. So next step, anyway, for me is to get this thing weathered, and then work away then from there. Another thing as well, like I said, because he's sit down there in the relaxed position, and there's a lovely, if you open up here, there's a lovely engine in there. Okay, there is a stanchion pole here. It's not painted yet, and that goes in there to kind of keep that open. Okay, can't remember exactly which side it goes at, but there's a little clip there inside for it. So that's going to be up, so we're going to be able to see into the engine. So that could be up for the engine to cool down because it's hot. That's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. Whether they do that or not, I don't know, and I don't care. That's what I'm going to be doing. It's just sort of, like I said, it's not a diorama in that respect. It's a display base to display the vehicle and a few figures. Anyway, in the next clip we're going to see it. It's going to be weathered up, and I'll finish that video then at that, weathered up, and hopefully with that stage, because that will take a day or two for it to dry and set and all that, and hopefully by then I'll have some better idea on how I'm going to do the dial. And as soon as I figure it out, I'll let you know. Okay, so stay tuned. I'll show you that now, and you'll see it in a sec, which is grand because it's going to take a day or two, and you're going to see it in a sec or two. So, right then, so therefore it's finished. Yes. Well, the mic 113 or the M113 is finished off. I've that done. I've the figures done, and there's the base then for the dial, so we're not going to worry about that. This is the final reveal of this, the M113 part of it from Academy. Overall, I thought it was an absolutely fabulous kit. I really did. I really thought it was an absolutely excellent kit. The fit was perfect the whole way down, and the moulding of the parts was beautiful, and it just went together lovely. It really, really did. And the interior is absolutely fabulous. As you saw, if you've been watching it, the build up of it, those little parts inside the interior are absolutely beautiful, even though you don't even get to see half them, unless you sort of didn't glue down the top. But if you didn't glue down the top, then you couldn't really display it properly, because you'd have a big gap around it, which would look wrong and whatever, unless you wanted to have it, at an angle and have it purely for display to show the inside. But other than that, it is absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous kit. Okay, also I forgot to open this actually at the start there. Use a toothpick now to get this open. There we go. Okay, so the engine compartment in there as well, so there's a fully detailed engine and everything in there. We'll have a closer look at the other bits and pieces, but while I'm just turning it around there, you can see the bits of weathering that I've done to it. I'm really happy with that. I'm really happy with how it came out. As you can probably tell from my voice, the way that kind of chuffed myself there. I did say I wasn't going to do a heavy weathering on it, and then lied, obviously, because I did. Well, not super heavy weathering, but I did it pretty heavy. Kind of got carried away. I did a little bit, and I thought it was a bit much, and then I had to kind of carry on in that vein. But overall, it just looks fabulous. I think, not blowing me on trumpet or anything, but I think it came out absolutely beautiful. So we'll just get it up and we'll have a kind of a closer look at it. As you can see there, it's nicely dirtied up, but it's realistic looking. I really think it's realistic looking. There's a problem with trying to light up something that is already white, because what it does is it kind of shines back at you. As you see, I did some scratches on the side of it, but that's just a bit of chipping. I used the XF67 NATO green for that. Just put it in a couple of areas, on some working edges, a couple of little chips on the side, one or two in the front and things like that. Just in areas that we get sort of rubbed over and things like that. Where it chipped off the white paint that was painted for the UN and left the green underneath it. I used a few pigments on it. I used some mud pigments, some earth pigments, and some sand, just to kind of, dirty around the wheel sections there and bring it up along the sides. So I was really happy with that. Okay, there's our engine in there. I'm going to throw a bit of light in there with that. As you see, it gives a very, very nicely detailed engine. Okay, I rusted up the exhaust pipe in there. I probably shouldn't really have rusted that up, because it wouldn't have got so rusty, but I like using it. I like rust. So I've rusted it up a bit. The 50 cal that's on it, or the 0.5 as we call it, or the 12.7, whichever way you want to call it, same machine gun. That is not the machine gun that came with the kit. That is actually a Dragon, one that I had in the spare parts box. The figure on the back, he did come with the kit, as did the commander figure, the guy that sits up here. I'll show him now in a second, but I didn't put him in at the start because I knew I was going to be lifting it up and showing you, but I'll stick him in for a finish. Okay, If we look in the back there, we've got our figure. We can get in there with him. Okay, like, I'm not the best at painting figures, I never said I was, but I'm quite happy with him. He's got a bottle of water, his helmet is on the bench, and he's got his rifle there beside him. Okay, so he's the driver. I'm calling him the driver. He's out there having a drink of water, but he's ready to go if needed. Okay, because he's not in his driving position. So overall, like I said, I thought it was a beautiful kit. Really, really happy with the kit. There's the that commander figure or gunner figure, whatever you want to call him. Okay, he's going to be for a finish. He's going to be glued into this position here, holding onto the gun. There we go. Trying to get him to stand up now. Why is it even when you're playing around with it, you can get him to stand up perfect every time, and then when you go to do a video you can't. But there he is. Okay, he's in there, and he'd be there like that. Flipping thing is typical, isn't it? Oh, there we go. We'll stick it like that. Happy enough with him. Very, very happy with how he came out. Okay, there he is there. So overall, it was a beautiful, beautiful kit. So that's it for this video. That's it for the making and the painting and all that of the M113A2 from Academy. Like I said, I did it in the UN colours, United Nations. So I'll leave the video at that, lads. Don't forget to give it the old thumbs up if you like it. Any comments you want to make, any questions you want to ask, stick them in the comments box below. And don't forget to join us on Monday for our bench update Monday. Myself and Abs will be there for that. Also, I'm going to get started on the Dio base for it. I have to get a bit of DAS clay, and what I'm going to do with it exactly, I still haven't finished deciding what I'm going to do, whether I'm going to do just a wall or a building front. Okay, I got to kind of look through my my bricks and blocks that Simon gave me and check to see what I have and what I can do with them. But there's going to be something there in the back anyway, and then be it either a road or a path. Like I said, we'll see what's there, and we can decide then from that. So that's it for this one. We'll catch you on the next one. In the meantime, go out and buy yourself a kit, build it, and enjoy it. And just enjoy it. That's the main thing. Enjoy your modelling, lads. Okay, I'll catch you in the next one. Stay safe.